PlayStation Spring Sale is live right now, and I went through everything under $2 and pulled out the best ones. Actually worth your time. And money, of course. Some of these discounts are genuinely insane. Like 90% off insane. So let's get into it. Starting with The Last Campfire, which is 90% off for just $1.49. This one is a beautiful little puzzle adventure game from Hello Games, the same people behind No Man's Sky. You play as a lost ember trying to find its way home, and the whole thing is just super atmospheric and calming. The puzzles are clever without being frustrating, and the whole experience feels like a short film you actually get to play. For $1.49, this is honestly a steal. Then we got Splash, 80% off for $1.99. This is a super stylish 2D samurai fighting game where almost every hit is a one-shot kill. So it's all about reading your opponent, timing, and patience. It's got this really clean, minimalist art style, and it feels nothing like your typical fighting game. If you like games that actually make you think in a fight, this one is worth the $2 easy. Next up is Figment, also 90% off for $1.99. This is an action-adventure game set inside a human mind, and the whole world is built around that concept. You're fighting fears and nightmares through these creative, imaginative levels. And the game is actually musical, like enemies sing at you. It sounds weird, but it works really well. Super unique experience for under $2. Genuinely hard to pass on. Then there's SteamWorld Dig, 80% off for $1.99. This is the one that started the whole SteamWorld series, and it still holds up perfectly. You're a steam-powered robot mining through procedurally connected caves, upgrading your tools, going deeper and deeper. It's one of those games where you just keep telling yourself one more run, and then suddenly an hour's gone. $2 for one of the best indie platformers out there? That's just a no-brainer. After that, we got Slain, Back from Hell, 90% off for $1.49. This one is a heavy metal pixel art hack and slash, and I mean that literally. The whole aesthetic is dark, gory, and set to a metal soundtrack. It's tough, it's brutal, and it looks absolutely incredible for a pixel game. If you're into that retro heavy vibe and want something with some real edge to it, this is your pick for $1.49. Then we got Shyness, The Lightning Kingdom, 80% off for $1.99. This is an anime-style action RPG with a combo-based combat system that actually takes some learning. The world building is solid, the characters are likable, and it's got this real classic JRPG feel to it. It flew under the radar when it came out, but for $2, it's absolutely worth exploring if you're into the genre. Next is Gordian Quest, 90% off for $1.99. This is a deck-building roguelite RPG, so if you're into stuff like Slay the Spire, this one should be on your radar immediately. You build a party, construct your deck, and work through procedurally generated runs with real strategic depth. There's a ton of content here, and a lot of replayability. Getting this for $2 is kind of ridiculous, honestly. Then we got Dear Esther Landmark Edition, 85% off for $1.49. Now this one is a walking simulator, so if that's not your thing, just skip ahead. But if you appreciate atmospheric storytelling and just want to experience something genuinely haunting and beautiful, Dear Esther is one of the best ever made. You walk through a Scottish island and piece together a mystery through narration and environment. It's short, it's stunning, and for $1.49, it costs less than a coffee. After that, White Shadows, 90% off for $1.99. This is a dark cinematic platformer with this incredible black and white art style that honestly looks like a moving painting. The world it builds is dystopian and heavy, and it tells its story mostly through visuals and atmosphere. It's one of those games that just sticks with you after you finish it. Super underrated, and $2 for something this visually striking is wild. Then there's Psychonauts, 80% off for $1.99. This is the classic Double Fine platformer from 2005, and it is still fantastic. You play as a psychic kid at a summer camp who can dive into people's minds, and every single level is a completely different world based on that character's psychology. The creativity here is just unmatched. If you've never played it, $2 is the perfect excuse to finally fix that. Next up, Kill la Kill If, 90% off for $1.99. This is the fighting game based on the anime, and if you watch the show, you already know the energy this thing brings. Fast, flashy, over the top in the best way possible. Even if you haven't seen the anime, the combat is genuinely fun, but fans of the series are going to get a lot more out of the fan service and story mode. For $2, this is an easy grab for anime fans. Then we got the Technomancer, 80% off for $1.99. This is a sci-fi action RPG set on Mars, and it's one of those hidden gem types that most people slept on. You can build your character around different combat styles, there's a branching story with real choices, and the Mars setting actually feels fleshed out. It's not perfect, but for $2, the amount of content you're getting is genuinely impressive. After that, Agents of Mayhem, 90% off for $1.99. This is the Saints Row spin-off, where you play as a squad of over-the-top agents taking down a supervillain organization. It's goofy, it's loud, it's got that same Saints Row chaos energy, but wrapped in a more structured open world. If you just want something dumb and fun to run around in for a few hours, $2 for this is a great deal. And finally, Rogue Legacy, 90% off for $1.69. This is the game that basically helped define the roguelite genre. You clear a procedurally generated castle, die, and then play as your character's child with inherited traits. And those traits change how every run feels. One kid might be colorblind, another has gigantism. It's all totally random, and it keeps things fresh every single time. The sequel is great too, but the original for under $2 is just essential.